they are deceptive. Hey guys, you're welcome to my channel. I'm going to be talking about my favorite thing, zodiac signs, astrology, everything. Today I'm going to be ranking and dragging your sign.
You know bad like this. You know hop on the beat like this.
So basically what I'm going to be doing today is telling you guys what I hate about each sign, what I hate the most about each sign, and the accordance in which each sign annoys me. So 1 being the sign that annoys me the most, and 10 being the sign that annoys me the least. I have my book here and we're just going to get into it. I have a long list. The 12th sign is Capricorn. The first thing I'll say I don't like the most about Capricorns is how hard they work themselves. Capricorns overwork themselves. They are earth signs. I feel like they love to feel like whenever a Capricorn isn't doing something or isn't achieving something, they feel very off balance, and I feel like that's just sad. You can't put pressure on yourself every time. I feel like they're a bit of perfectionists. Like they like their lives to seem put together, and they like to seem put together. If they don't, they just feel very sad, or like they don't want to be in that place or that setting. Another thing I would say I think is a big problem is like the realist nature of Capricorns. So I feel Capricorns just like to say it as it is, like I'm broke, like my grades are bad. Just say it as it is, and that can make them a bit pessimistic, like negative sounding, if we get that vibe. Sometimes it's just a bit tiring because you want to relax. The last thing I would say is an issue I have with Capricorns, but it's not every Capricorn, and it's something that if you like the Capricorn, you would be able to stand. Now, I think Capricorns feel too highly of themselves. Like, there's just this ego around them that, not like they would act proud, but I just sense it, and it's weird for some people. Moving on to the 11th sign, we have Pisces. Pisces is my moon sign. First thing I would say I do not like about Pisces is their sensitivity. This is dicey because I feel Pisces know how to cover up their sensitivity, but you would just know because they would literally run away from you. Like if you were to correct a Pisces, I feel like they just cannot stand that. Not like they even feel like they are not wrong. They just feel so bad and so embarrassed that they do not want to be around you again. Next thing I would say I do not like about Pisces is them like giving to many people like too many chances, especially with their partners. I feel like it's a problem with Pisces. Like they would know their relationship is proper crashing, but no, they love you to the end. They keep right for you, and they will just stay there and let you use them or treat them anyhow till something finally happens, probably till you leave them. Another thing I would say is like Pisces can be very ignorant to me. Not like they don't notice, they're just too caught up in their bubble or too in their head, because Pisces people are always in their head, so they can be too caught up and just ignore a lot of red flags, a lot of things that you're just like, are you not seeing it? Now the sign we have on number 10 is Gemini. When I wrote down these things, I'm like, this should have been number 1 or number 2. But I actually like Gemini, so I guess that's why they're there. And the first problem I'll say I have with Gemini is, oh my God, how many people do I have to meet before I truly know a Gemini? Do you get me? Like a Gemini has different personalities and I cannot keep up. Like I feel like each day you meet a Gemini, you meet a different person, and you have to pray you meet the good Gemini. They can be very mischievous, cunning, evil, dubious. Like they just have this tendency to be very tricky and like just do evil shit. Like they actually, I feel like Geminis get a lot of thrill from doing things that are just wrong or annoying or just bad. Not like they are bad people, but they have that tendency to just, it's like they have an evil twin in them. The last thing I'll say I do not like about Geminis is like how they take accountability for their actions. Now, a Gemini might take, like, say, I'm sorry, all of that, but I feel in their head, they just always expect, like, their friends to forgive them or just, like, treat them nicely no matter what. So, like, or else, like, they really don't care. Do you get, like, if they quarrel with you, they're like, I've told you sorry last, like, you should forgive them. That's how I feel Geminis are, except they are being, like, really sensitive and sweet. Number 9 on my list is Sag. First thing I would say I do not like the most about Sagittarius signs is that they get distracted way too easily. Like, they literally cannot focus on something for up to 10 minutes. I feel like Sagittarius just always have their hands in everything, everywhere, and it's a little frustrating if you're doing something with them. Can you get your shit together? Let's work. That's how I feel with Sagittarius. Another issue I have with Sagittarius is they are too blunt. So they have this issue of just not knowing how to phrase their opinion to you. I feel they just say it. They're trying to be as straightforward as possible, or just say it as it is, and it just literally sounds like the meanest thing ever came out. I swear a lot of people don't like Sagittarius because they think of them as mean just because they are blunt. That leads me to my next problem about them. It is that they are oversensitive. Now, you might wonder, how can you be blunt and sensitive at the same time? I wonder the same thing too. A Sag can tell you something now, like say something, oh, your hair is ugly. Like, they were just being, to them, they're just being nice and telling you, oh, your hair is ugly, get it cut. And you tell the Sag 1 hour later, oh, your hair is ugly. They can get so sad about what you just told them. And I'm like, you just did it. Why can't you take it? So that's like crazy to me. Another issue where their sensitivity comes into play is in the fact that when you're correcting a Sag, they find it really hard to hear what you're saying they did wrong. Like, they just are sensitive to themselves. Sagittarius are the kings and queens of breaking promises. Let me tell you, a Sag commits to everybody because they don't know how to say no. So they will tell you, oh, I'll help you do this, oh, I'll help you do this, or you ask them, oh, I'll help you do this. When it's time to actually do the shit, they just run because they don't know how to tell you, I do not have the capacity to do what this thing you expect me to do. And it's just like annoying, like, why did you give me false hope? They also don't know how to like face awkward situations. So telling you no is like really a problem or a burden for them. This also makes them kind of flaky, like they just disappear on you or just seem not trustworthy. The last thing I'll say I don't like about Sagittarius is that they think everybody is good. They just always want to make excuses for everybody and want to make it seem like everybody is good and oh, they are peaceful. Oh no, forgive him, and I'm just over it. Like, there are sometimes you actually have to say, no, you don't deserve to be in my life, and that's it. Number 8 on my list is Leo. Leo is another fire sign. The number one thing I would say about Leos that I don't like about Leos is they are self-centered. I feel like Leos do not like being in a situation or a conversation when it's not about them. It's just really boring. Like, if you're not talking about them, it's boring to them, and they just always somehow just like care about themselves more than anybody on this world. Like, that's all they care about. Sometimes they love attention and they don't mind getting the attention anyhow. So I feel like Leos are just attention seekers, literally. Like, we might be having a discussion about someone else, and a Leo would somehow find a way to turn it and like discuss about them. That's it. Like, I don't understand it. Even sometimes I'm with Leos, and when like attention is just being drawn to someone else, they're just like, oh, are we done already? Another issue, which might be personal, I feel Leos are flirts. Like, in some kind of like subconscious, they don't really know they are flirting. I just feel like they flirt unconsciously. Last thing I would say I do not like about Leos is their sensitivity to criticism. Now, I feel like when you criticize a Leo, they can do two things, like either just be rude and deny and not talk to you, or they feel really bad and like sad and still not talk to you because they don't want you to criticize them again. The seventh sign is Libra. That's my sign. That's my sign. But you guys are not free from the dragon. You have a long list here too. Now, the first thing I would say I do not like about Libras is they are deceptive. They are deceptive and charming. Now, a Libra, let me tell you, Libras play dumb. They play dumb, they act silent, they act like they don't know what is going on. But all the while, they are literally planning you. Like, a Libra would plan out their life and plan out how they want everything to go. So they would now like know how to act like they didn't plan it. They're just very good at giving people this image they want them to believe and ride with. And it's just like, you feel like you know a Libra, but you don't really know a Libra unless you're... I don't think anybody really knows a Libra. Next thing I would say is Libras are self-centered. Yes, I said it. I'm sorry, but yeah, Libras, including myself, just like to talk about themselves sometimes. Not like they love themselves so much, but they just always think that their life should be an example to yours. So if you ask a Libra for advice, they would probably say, oh, if it was me, I would do this. I do that all the time. But yeah, that's just annoying because somehow they just always turn topics to themselves. And they are explaining with themselves, they're giving you advice with themselves, and it's draining. People call Libras flirts. I don't agree with that. I think they're just being nice. But Libra men, you all are flirts. You all are hoes. I'm not making excuses for you guys. Go be part of the whole gang. Another thing is Libras are two-faced. Like, Libras can have this ability to act like they like you in front of you just because I feel like they don't like stress, but it's a very negative and very somehow thing because a Libra can be telling their best friend they don't like somebody, but they are friends with the person, and like one day you just will get in trouble. And I feel like that always happens. Libras always also find themselves in love triangles, like liking two people at the same time, just because they are two-faced. Like, they would literally live one life and live another life. Another thing I do not like about Libras, myself included, is the mood swings. I don't want it in the package again. Last thing, do not make a Libra make any choice because you're going to be there for ages. Libras are indecisive as hell. Do I hate it? Not really. Number 6, we have Virgos. I have some trashing for you guys. The first thing I would say is that Virgos complain a lot. Oh my gosh. Virgos complain about everything and everything. It is so sickening and it is like sort of draining. I do not like to be around Virgos for long because I just feel like they will complain about something. But yeah, they like always, they see little details, so like they can't actually help themselves when they complain. That's what we'll say. They are also perfectionists, like, so complaining comes into part. Like, they love everything to be perfect, so they complain. They can't help themselves, or so they say. This will also lead me to my next point, which is them being too hard on themselves and others. Virgos are hard on themselves, like they criticize themselves a lot. But where I cannot stand it is the part where they have to criticize others. Especially if you're close to them, they feel like they are doing you a favor by criticizing you. And I don't like it. Like, sometimes just shut the fuck up. You don't know everything, you still make fuck ups. You still fuck up, you're not perfect. Even if you're trying to be perfect. So stop criticizing me. Virgos are always working, or they're not always working. They just love that idea of productivity. So they are always working, and if you're not working, it's like, what are you doing? Or they just get irritated when they feel like you're lazy or you like resting too much. Virgos are stubborn as hell. They don't like to be wrong. They don't understand you literally. When you're telling a Virgo you are wrong, they are not understanding you. They will just like bypass that topic and not like address it because they cannot be wrong literally. It's annoying. It's always their way or no way. Like, they love their routine, they love their patterns, so it's that, or they are cranky. Oh my gosh, Virgos are so cranky. Now the fifth sign is Taurus. The first thing I would say I do not like about Taurus is they are manipulative asses. Yeah, I'm exposing you guys, but a Taurus is a very smart sign, I think, and they know what you like. They know what would make you happy, what would make you do certain things. And Tauruses are blessed with words. I'm not going to lie, it's like they've read a dictionary. So once a Taurus wants something from you, they know how to say, they know what to say, what parts to play, and how to just get that thing from you. When they want something, they feel like they must get it, and they will do anything to get it. Like, that's how they are. They are hard workers, they are heads, and that's it. Another thing about Taurus is like they do not like being wrong, and they just avoid such situations. Or when they know they are wrong, they're still going to be claiming rights and all of that, doing all of that. I also personally think Tauruses are huge hoes and flirts. They might say otherwise, but the way Tauruses hoe and flirt around, it is literally like so much. Like, they do not care. They literally do not care. They just want to feel like bad bitches, bad niggas, so they talk to anybody. Number 4, we have Aquarius. Now, my dad is an Aquarius, so I might be a bit biased. Like, I have some things. Number 1 thing is that Aquariuses are very detached, like, and overly secretive. So Aquariuses are the most detached signs out of all the signs. Like, they do not use a lot of their emotions, or they do not have a lot of emotions, or they just have it somewhere packed up. So it's just really hard getting close to an Aquarius sometimes. And I feel like Aquariuses always feel like people have ulterior motives, or they are never sure of what people's motives are, so they just prefer to like be secretive and hide themselves. I also feel like they hide themselves behind a wall. Speaking about walls, I feel like Aquariuses are quite sensitive. They are actually sensitive people, but they just like hide that behind a wall. So it's like, an Aquarius does not expect you to be sensitive, but they get sensitive when you do things to them, and they still are trying to do the whole hard guy, not show it peak. So it's like really confusing. Next thing I'll say is like, I think Aquariuses feel they are better than like everyone. Like they also think they are always right. They feel like they know, like, not like they know everything or they know it more. They just feel like every other person is dumb. They always like know better than you, and like they just like can have this disregarding, or what's the word where they think you're less than them? I've forgotten here, but that's the word. Another thing I would say I think I've noticed about Aquariuses and I do not like is they have a reason for being friends with everybody. Like, they have something they are trying to gain, or something they feel they would benefit before they actually become friends with you. If you're not useful or like giving them something tangible to hold on to, they don't want to be friends with you. We're almost done. We're at number 3. Now, number 3, we have Cancer, another water sign. The first problem I would say I have about Cancer is they have too much of a hardcore front or a hard guy front. Like, Cancer is a water sign, water flows. So there's the emotionality that water signs are normally just going to have, but Cancers cannot stand that sometimes, so they cover it up and they just have this like hard guy kind of thing. So Cancers can use like jokes and mocking people to like cover themselves or their insecurities. I feel like Cancers love picking on other people, like love making jokes about other people, but when it comes to them, they are just overly sensitive, like, and cannot stand it, and they get grumpy and all of that. Next thing I would say I do not like about Cancers is their moods. Like, I feel Cancers always have like some type of mood, and they just can't help or hide it when you're there. Like, if they are moody, that's it. They also have this I don't care attitude, which is just to shield their sensitivity, in my opinion. Number 2, we have Scorpio. I think they can be very spiteful when mad. Spiteful and petty. Like, if a Scorpio is mad at you, like, they don't mind doing anything just to get back at you, or just to like push their anger out. They can block you, ignore you, be rude to you, tweet some shady shit about you, or just be really mad over something you could probably settle. And I feel like that's just very somehow, like, they hold on to things so much. Pisces can be aggressive if they don't like you. I feel like they're just like, why do I keep saying Pisces? Maybe because they are water signs. But Scorpios can be aggressive if they don't like you, or if you did something that made them mad. They can just be really rude, offlandish. What's the word? I don't know. Scorpios are also detached and secretive. Like, unless you get close to a Scorpio, they just like to keep you like there and like be a mystery to you. Even to people that are close to them, I feel like Scorpios still like to have their secrets and be mysterious and just be weird. I feel Scorpios are smart people, but they act like they are not smart to just get through certain things, or like just to find out certain things. Like, they'll pretend they're not smart for a particular agenda. Scorpios can also be very like pessimistic and like negative thinking and all of that, and sometimes it's just tiring, honestly. The last sign, guys, finally we've come to the end, is Aries. Now, the first thing I would say I do not like about Aries is their pride. I feel like Aries are very prideful and arrogant, and they just like feel too highly of themselves a lot of times. They believe they are always right, and they are like sort of the best, and it's just like too much. Like, you can't always think that. Another thing I would say I do not like about Aries is they do not have patience. Like, I feel like Aries are always on the move. They always have to be on the move, unless they feel very like stuck, or like feel like they're dead, or they're not doing anything. Like, they don't like everything fast. They like to be in control. Like, Aries just always have this thing of wanting to lead, or wanting to say what is done in a particular situation, and it's just kind of tiring. Like, you cannot try to boss me all the time. So yeah, they're really bossy. Lastly, I just feel like they're always ready to fight, ready to get angry. Yeah. Okay guys, so we've come to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if there were some things I said that you totally agree with, or if there are some things you don't agree with, you can let me know as well. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed it. We are on the road to 1K subscribers, and share to your friends. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
Who you know bad like this? Who you know hop on the beat like this? All the bad girls want the wine on this. Make a step forward and